All right, so I'm here at the municipal office. I was emailed by Jeanette 5 dates of council meetings. I mentioned that I would be here. They changed the meeting to a Monday. Since then, they've added these wonderful barriers. It seems as though when you start questioning the government, they start putting their walls up. So what's the next meeting? If you could let me know, please.
The 24th.
24th. I thought there was one more before that. 17th, isn't there one at night? 6:30 or something, 6 o'clock?
Planning and development. I think those are open to the public though.
Yeah, I just need to get my eyes on the councillors, that's all. Start to record some of them and find out what kind of integrity level we have here. Competency, stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain that those ones are still open to the public.
So why was this one changed yesterday? I kind of wondered because I drove by and I saw a bunch of cars in the parking lot, but that was late. It was like 7 or 8 at night. Did you have it at night?
No, there was another meeting happening in the building yesterday. Council was during the day, 9 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, you'd think she would have let me know. Okay, I'll follow up with her. And could you just check and see what that next one is for, if there is one at night, even if it's planning? Like what, just confirm the date that it hasn't been changed yet.
Yeah, it is. It's on the 17th. Yeah. 6 o'clock on the 17th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, ladies. Have a great day.
Yeah, you're welcome. You too.
Okay?
See you.
See you. Okay, so there you have it. I think since my last visit, that's probably why they put up those plastic barriers in front there. So, I don't know, I guess as the people start to ask questions, they need more privacy protection or something, because the COVID thing is certainly way long gone. So since I'm here and since I'm all fired up with cameras and in the mindset to put forward some discernment, let's take a look at a couple of these images here. So I'm just gonna put some of this stuff in the van and we will talk about some of that. Yep. Take care of your camera, Andre, why don't you? And just for kicks and giggles, I did bring along Andre Genthon, the person today, just in case they asked about that. So here he is, Andre, and the fraudulent certificate that really doesn't represent anything but my mama sort of selling out to the government the chattel that came from her womb. But I, as the living, breathing soul, don't consent to that. So, other than for matters of public safety, like to leave ports and enter ports, people want to know you're not like a serial killer and that things are safe. So public safety is a matter of concern, and they do need some sort of tracking system as far as, you know, are you the person? Absolutely not. It's a piece of paper. It's a fraudulent piece of paper. So having said that, it boils down to who you believe or who you know, because belief is doubt, right? If someone said, you know, do you believe you have a mom and dad? It doesn't quite sound right. You would say, no, I know I have a mom and dad, as far as you observe. So the difference, belief is actually doubting something. So knowing your sovereignty, I think, is very important. And there seems to be this thing around the world where this word sovereignty is getting a bad rap, I would say, from the ignorant, and in particular the gossip groups, in particular on social media, because you don't find intelligent people getting out there saying stupid things. It's really just the ignorant people that say stupid things. And on the subject of sovereignty, it's really important that you maintain your dignity, because everyone and everything is sovereign. So to let a word turn into some sort of you know, faux pas that is not really acceptable, or the crowd should point your finger at sovereignty. I mean, just because someone relates or practices sovereignty doesn't mean they're any better or worse than anybody else, but it should mean that they're attempting to think as deeply as possible, maintain and put forward as much integrity as possible, and overall be true to self, and part of self recognizing that everything else is sovereign as well, including other people, animals, even the elements. Everything is sovereign. So respecting you then puts you in a position to start to respect everything else. And now, what does that mean? So at the essential root beginning of you. The be, to be or not to be, begin. The beginning of you is your absolute state of being. You're born with free dominion. So free dominion is what freedom's all about. At some point, the subject or the phenomena of rights and privileges came up. So basically, as you agree and consent to rights as a person, as the contract or the certificate that one of your parents, or if you don't know your parents, someone designated, created something like this for you, that puts you in a subjective state of being. And as long as you live your life and just keep accepting that this is the only identity that you have, you will be continually a subject to the state of wherever you be, province, country, whatever. I mean, generally you still are, because you're still a collective, so everything is still sovereign. Even people who do prefer to be in a state of rights and what I refer to as mommy daddy government, and it's not a disrespectful saying, because government has purpose. It's just that government needs to be in control of the people, and the people need to have a balanced mindset related to sovereignty as well, and to the history of where law came from, because the law is, you know, sort of, people started doing things wrong and they wanted to find a way to hold people accountable, so the people came together and the people established a trial system for anything that sort of didn't feel balanced among wherever you be, and that was the process. The people got together, they used their minds, hopefully there was some intelligence there, balanced intelligence, and a decision could be made on what's lawful and how to deal with that. But since then, since this rights and subjective state of being came, and you started tracking and selling the chattel from your mother's wombs, you know, coming through the canal, you know, lots of people have talked about this stuff, so we're not going to refresh all the words, and how spelling is really quite significant. It's even in the word spelling. So you're kind of under a trance, essentially. The document was created for the state of being, for rights, to subject you to what? And what is that? That's the legal system. How did it change from lawful to legal? Well, it's right in your face. It's just, and even talking about this, you know, people will probably find some sort of, you know, gossip-based nonsense to put forward. But this is the Coles Notes version, if you really want a summary of what's going on here. At some point, the lawful jurisdiction has been hijacked with the legal system, which is a private organization. Who are they? Well, we're going to save that for another video. But those who know the history of the establishment of the private membership associations. So that's generally, for legal, it's private, it's the persona. What is the persona? It's your papers, person and effects, I think is the phrase that people like to throw around. I can't stand that phrase, like, especially to be secure in your person. How could you be secure in something that was created to deceive you and put you in a subjective state of being? So as long as you complain about being secure in your person, you're kind of just avoiding your root authority, and you're not really speaking from a place that you can do anything about it. Because if you're speaking from the person and you're trying to be secure in the system they've designed for you currently that's been hijacked, you might be thinking, you know, your person is this, but it's not. That's, you call yourself whatever you want, but if you're calling yourself the name that your mama or whoever gave you and you're consenting to that, there's no complaining about what happens to you in your person. What you need to do is speak from a point of authority, which is your sovereign state of being. Because all of this, they don't care. If you've noticed courts these days and judges, pretty much everybody is sold out to this Rockefeller, pardon me, I can't say it's a Rockefeller computer because I don't know for sure, but a computer that prints transactions of useless money. Useless, valueless money. Do yourself a fun little exercise here and think about any challenge in the entire world, and then remove money and profit and follow the rabbit hole and watch it disappear. Money is literally the root of all of our challenges and all of the deception. And then you add the Stanley Milgram experiment as far as people, how did so many people start to follow this? Those two things, the money, you've learned to worship these plastic pieces of paper with funny faces on that of people that do not love you, and you've learned to give that more credit than anything else, more faith, more belief than anything. You want the money. And where is it coming from? It's coming from a private establishment that does not love you. They created a persona that technically attaches to you as one of the people, and as long as you consent, every time you sign a driver's license, every time you without, you know, stating it's under duress, or anytime you do something with the person, that you don't sort of retract as you're doing it and clarify. Like for me, I would use a passport for the purpose of public safety. I would register the person's name to travel with a driver's license for the purpose of liability insurance. Am I the person? Absolutely not. I'm always administrating for this title that I didn't create. My mama created it. I don't consent to it. I only administrate for it for the purpose of public safety because I respect the collective. And that's important. So it's the person, it's generated by a corporate established private group of people. It's trial by politics. And if you've watched any of the judges lately and the crowns and the prosecutors, it's really a clown show. It's literally, it's not even a fun theater anymore. It's just an ignorant, in your face clown show, especially the judges with their smirks and their bold claimed authority. You need to have respect in order to claim authority. You need to have integrity to claim authority. And sure, you might be getting tired of babysitting all the people and all the things, and I can appreciate that. But and that gets back to all of us as the people. We really need to. We would do well. We don't need to do anything because you choose for yourself. This is just informational. We would do well to consider our sovereignty and our ability to be the best we can be with integrity. Get back to solving our own problems and less of calling upon mommy, daddy, private, endless computer transaction money that has no value, that is inevitably would walk you right into something like Hunger Games eventually. But anyways, I think that's about enough for today. Sovereignty, I for one am a private engagement of and for the people. Peace to all.